We're going to have two parts in our presentation. The first part will be to look at what career do I want to be. And sometimes we go to school, we're in school the whole day. We don't have time even to talk to the counselors or career people there. But if you have the tools that you're going to talk about now, whether you're a parent or you're a student, you're going to find that they will help you make a good decision what you want to be. Sometimes students say, yes, I want to be a doctor. But is this something really you want to be? You will look at your interests. I want to do this. I like helping people. There are interests that help you. We don't want you to go to a career and then after 1 year you say, this is a career probably I'm doing because my parents decided that I do it and now I'm bored with it. We want you to go to a career that really aligns with your interests, such that even when things become challenging, you still have to fight to make sure that you go through that. So how do we prepare ourselves for this? Students, when you're in school, make sure that you're joining clubs that align with your interests. Because not only are you in school, but the clubs themselves help give you some ideas that you don't get in school. If you want to explore the careers that are there, I'll tell you there are thousands and billions of careers in this world. Some of them you'll be surprised that they are there. But mostly we find ourselves thinking about the traditional ones. I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a teacher. But we have so many careers for you.
Wondering what to do with your life? Or maybe you already have an idea, but you just still don't know how to get there. Well, we've been there, and we're here to help. At Road Trip Nation, we're constantly sending groups out in our big, bright green RVs to interview all kinds of inspiring people, so that we can bring their incredible stories, insights, and guidance to you. We've written books about it. We've created some awesome tools on this website, and you can explore all of our documentaries, interviews, and more.
Come on, come on, come on. Let me stop you for a second. I ain't selling you myself, but yeah, I'm selling self-expression.
Because there are so many messages out there pulling us in different directions. Sometimes it can feel like the world is trying to force us all onto an assembly line. And it can seem impossible to find a career and a life that's true to who you are. And that's where we come in, with stories and tools to help you define your own road in life.
So with this test, there's also another website that we can go with. It's called Tweety.com. And this one also will give you another tool that you can use in choosing your career. There are so many careers, but it depends on you. Ladies and gentlemen, you got a world in front of you, and that world is in your hands. You are going to make the right choice. It's what you want. You can be what you want. Okay, another way, which is the last one, is to look at yourself. And are you a realistic person? There are careers that are realistic, like in public health, in veterinary medicine, in public health, dentist, or you are conventional. Are you a conventional person? Are you enterprising? Are you artistic? Are you social? Or you are investigative? So once you finish and you get what you want, that career that you're going to choose, it's not only your favorite, it's my favorite too, as your teacher and as your parent, because I'm happy that you made the right choice. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next.
When you were a kid, you had dreams. Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, or a lion tamer, or an inventor of something awesome. But as you get older, your interests and passions change, and you discover other things that you love to do. But you have no clue how those interests or passions could actually translate into a real career. On top of that, there's a choir of outside voices that all want to tell you who you are and what you should be. And those voices are hard to ignore, especially if you don't really know yourself. And the tragic thing is, if you don't know yourself or what the best career options are for you, the chances of you ending up here are pretty high. But what if there was a way that you could know yourself and discover jobs that people like you tend to thrive in? Well, the Strong Interest Inventory is here to help. The Strong is a career assessment that helps you discover who you are and explore career paths that are the best fit for you And this knowledge is powerful because if you know what you like and what you're like and where the people who are most like you thrive, then you can be free to pick a career that you're going to love. Think about it. You're going to spend hours and hours and hours of your life working. So why not enjoy it?
Thank you very much. I'm moving to the next step. Now we finished 9th and 10th grade, and we're going to 11th grade. You start thinking about college, and there's so many things that you're going to. First of all, let's look at the scholarships that are there. There are so many scholarships in this world, but there's a good place that you can go, and it's like a bank of so many scholarships. About 3.4 billion of scholarships. In fact, if you plan your time very well, you might get scholarships that will run you through 4 years, 6 years. When we say that there are so many scholarships and for everybody, it's money. You only need to look for it. You can't just get it. So let's look at the timeline. The senior year, from August to December, you need to have completed your college applications. And there are two kinds of college applications. And there are those that you can send early and they give you information there and then, and there are those that you can wait, and we're going to look at them later. So between October and February, you have filled your FAFSA. Talk to the counselors. They know more than even me, and they can get you some scholarships. They can fish for them from somewhere. And then March to April, you review your financial aid package. By now, you should have reviewed it. And by May, you know where you're going. Sometimes you know earlier. We're going to see that, early admissions. Or you know where you're going and you know where your money is coming from. So you're ready for graduation to go to college. Now, there are two groups that can help you in the college application. We have what we call a college app, and we have got what we call as Navians. What these two groups help you is that if you want to apply to so many colleges, and like in the past, when you just apply to Delaware, University of Delaware, and then Delaware State, and then because here we're in a tri-state, sometimes you might want to go to UPenn or Drexel. In the past, you could just apply to all of them. It was tedious. But now we got where you can put all your application together and just click. You send this to college A, college B, college C, and everything. There are two parts, there are two areas, but sometimes they work together. Navians and college app. So, did you have to get your transcripts directly from your counselors? Yes, you can talk to them. But the goodness with Navians and college app, once you put in your information, you have created an account, you can click to request for the transcripts from your counselor as much as they are next door. You can just click and they will be told, please upload transcripts for this particular student. And letters of recommendation, start early, okay? Even in 11th grade, please start early. You have those teachers in 11th grade that you never have in 12th grade, okay? And they're good to you. Just at 11th grade, tell them, please write me a recommendation letter for college, okay? So that you have them ready. Sometimes when you go by 12th grade and a teacher is getting like 40 students asking for recommendations, some teachers might refuse at that time, but get it early and finish with, because it's as good as, even for 4 years, it's good, I think. So please do that so that you don't have to be caught with time, because teachers are human beings too. So imagine somebody writing 40 recommendation letters, those are being creative 40 times. That's a problem. But if you tell them early, you are in good hands. Let's move, please. Now, some colleges want SAT, others want ACT, others don't want. We are moving towards a situation whereby we have those three categories, and even within those three categories, there are good universities that are in all those three categories. So what you need to know is that prepare to do SAT earlier. Some students do it in 11th grade, so that if you feel like you don't have enough scores, you can redo it in in 12th grade and talk to the counselor. Because you have to pay for SAT, sometimes the counselors have fee waivers. You don't have to pay for everything. Talk to them, they'll give you a fee waiver. And one thing is that if you find that you don't have time to do that SAT when it's given, probably in school, you can still go to College Board and schedule yours at a different time over the weekend. But unfortunately, they're done mostly on Saturdays. So I know that those who go to church might not do it, but still talk to the counselors. There are so many ways. There is online. There's so many ways that you can do SAT if you miss it, but start early. I know that for 12th graders, I might not help you now, but for 11th graders, talk to your parents. Parents, please talk to your kids so that they can do this early. If you want them to go to some good colleges, really want SATs. Any question about the SATs from where I've started up to the SATs? Any questions? Because I don't want you to keep it and then you find you've forgotten it.
So what's the difference between SAT and SAT?
They're the same. It's only the different colleges want different things. Yeah, some colleges will take either. But if it's for the details about the exam, how it looks like, I think we'll keep that for next time. Yes, please, let's move. Early decision. If you like a college and you want to make sure that you get that position before other people, there is an option of asking them for early decision. But once you get it, it means that it shuts off all the other colleges. Now you can't get admission from another college. You've already made your decision and you have to stick with it. But when you leave it like that, it means that you can still be able to get admissions from other colleges until you make a decision which one to go. But this is a decision that you have to make with your parents, whether you want early decision. If I want to go to University of Delaware and before anybody comes, I need to get it. So that is the only condition. Once you go to early decision, it closes all the others. And they can't be able to access your information. Let's go. I've already talked about Common App and Naviance.
Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yeah, just go ahead. I think all that information I've talked about. Any question that you have for me since we started up to now? Since I started.
All right, so this is about careers in financial services. I just needed to highlight a little bit of what we do. I know it sounds a little obscure. So financial services has really changed from what it used traditionally to be known as, because right now, really, we need two things. We need technology and we need the numbers. So the engineers in the room, the cases where we convert a lot of engineers to do work in financial services, technology people like Billy, or I have some people interested in web design. So we need all kinds of people to work in financial services. But mostly speaking, why are we leaning into the math background rather than the business background? It's because a lot of traditional tasks are being automated now. Now, if you walk into a bank, we don't need 1,000 customer service people. We can have 2 of them and structure a lot of booths where you can serve yourself. So the future is a little different from what we used to know the banks and all these financial institutions to be, but I will give you more information as we move on. Connect. So a little bit of an education component here. What do we really mean by financial services? I thought I should go back to that a little bit for the youngsters in the room. Think about it this way. You have money, you need to buy something. Or dad is in Los Angeles on a trip, need to send you $20. How does that money reach you? So whether it's money transfer or money to buy something or to pay for something, a movie, buy your phone, send somebody money. The money goes through a number of institutions, and collectively, all these components are who are the makers of what we call the financial services. I saw a real estate person in the room. Who was that? Yeah, who was that? Yes, that is included too, because we have banks which fund a lot of the properties. We have payers, we have people receive the money. So we have lenders of money. We have the newest being apps like Venmo, which are very popular with young people. So collectively, we call those the financial service. But we're here to connect the dots in careers. Okay, let's go next. So if I can talk a little something here about financial services, a lot of people, it doesn't occur to them that the biggest money is with investment banks rather than retail banks. I'll explain this a little bit. If you walk up the street around here in Delaware, can somebody tell me a name of a bank that they've seen around the corner from the street yet? Chase Bank, anybody else? Bank of America, anybody else? I have that over here, thank you. Anybody else? Citibank, TD, PNC, Capital One. Has anybody ever seen a branch of Goldman Sachs? You don't see that. Do you know how much money you need to open an account at Goldman Sachs? Anybody give me a guess? 5 million? How much? 5 million. A little bit, not close, but thanks for trying. How much? $3,000. Sorry. But thanks for trying. How much money do you need to? It's $10 million.
Wow.
Now you may ask, what in the heck do they do with that money? Or, I mean, who has 10 million? You just don't work with cash, 10 million from your pocket and say, open for me an account at Goldman Sachs. But that is why they are called, they fall over here, investment banking, okay? They take money mostly from wealthy clients and they invest it, okay? They will buy commodities, they will buy equities, they can buy real estate from a real estate friend, okay? They can, if there's a company being sold, they can go buy it for you. So they invest the money for you. And they just don't want, they have to have a car. It is $10 million. So Kebaso, maybe we'll see you there next. All right, so I just wanted, when people talk of financial services, they think of the retail banks, the Bank of America, then there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also good to remember when we talk about wealth, now the investment banks have to come in, okay? So that's a little bit of a one-on-one education for you guys. Okay, next. All right, careers are changing rapidly. This is not just for financial services. By the year 2030, 85% of the jobs that are going to exist have not been invented. Sorry, Mr. Mbura, I know you did us great all this career. But now, the more, and if you move to 2075, by that, I don't have that cited, technology will be doubling every like 6 months. So which means your iPhone, what series are we on now? iPhone? 13? So by that time, iPhone going from 13 to 14 will take maybe 90 days. And, you know, because of the pace of technology, what are we saying here? And this is for parents and youngsters alike. It's not about what Pop and Grandma used to do. You know, technology will be changing and a lot of things will be changing, not just in the technology world. And the key word I highlighted here, automation is going to replace a lot of tasks. So that means some people will be pushed from doing what they used to do previously. And if machines are replacing some of these tasks, and then in financial services, we're not going to have the traditional accountants punching a calculator. And I know in households, those old school big calculators are probably not even there. Okay, my dad used to have one, but my kids won't even see it, right? So the financial advisors will be people looking at the whole picture. They'll be like, okay, I need to move Mr. Kebaso's 10 million from Goldman Sachs to Bank of America for withdrawal, because you don't work to Goldman Sachs actually to withdraw money. They don't have ATMs. So once they invest, if you need 2,000 for your trip, they move it to Bank of America. Now you can withdraw it. So money moves in the financial services industry. Now, data skills combined with technical know-how, that is the future. Okay, Mr. Lamek, I know you're doing great with the data over there. So I know you have a lot of young people right behind you to shape. Okay, and we need those skills even as technology changes around us. Okay, next.